Wondering how to turn your dreams of entrepreneurship into a reality? Take the mystery out of success, clear the fog of failures, and use speaking to create a six-figure business. Learn the success strategies of international speaker and business coach Katya Ravi. Learn business from brave to rave.
Bonjour, and bienvenue to Brave to Rave on this gorgeous Monday morning in North Carolina. Feels like a chilly, very early fall day here. And yes, I am breaking all the rules about not naming the day. Then you are taping your podcast or the season or, well, you know what? It is Monday morning. It is gorgeous and it's just the start of the fall. Today, I want to talk about the importance of personal connection. Well, yes, online versus offline. Of course, we do want to have a presence online. It is 2019 after all. We want to be there. We want to be on social media. We want to have a presence. We want people to be able to follow us. However, I do believe that there's too many people who are disregarding that all importance of personal connection, of being able to touch someone, to put your hand on their arm, and to be able to be really physically present. I definitely am one of the big believers that being physically present has definitely not gone out of style. I know. In fact, I do believe that it is more crucial than ever, as it's really the factor that can separate you into your business from the rest of the pack. When people get to see you at so many events, places, networking events out there, they actually really get to know you on a more personal level. And I really want to talk about this. I really had an amazing weekend. I worked. I went to WEX RDU, where I was a speaker. I was a panel moderator. I got to meet so many amazing women, and just being able to interview them on the panel was really magical. Brilliant woman. I really felt privileged. And of course, I had a booth. And I got to meet and to see so many people. But you know what the beauty of that event was? I actually get to see people that I've met at different events, people who go to conferences, and now I know them. We've never worked together. I've known them now with their first name. Every time they come to my booth, they register to win my 5 favorite business book, or they want to have my 5 tips on networking. And so they fill a card every time. I actually remember 4 or 5 of them. Hey, I was able to call them by their first name. How are you? How's your business of... One of them has a travel business. How's your business of traveling going? The other one is an artist. How's the business going? And just the fact that I remember them is showing them that I care. And I have no doubt that the day that they are willing, the day that they are ready, the day that they really want to grow, they will actually really reach out to me. Why? Because they see me everywhere. They see me speaking on the stage. They see me being a panel moderator. They see all the other members of the panel say, what an amazing job I've done. And they get to see me at my booth, serving. And there's nothing like it. Because you see, there's many benefits you get when you meet someone in person. You really have a chance when you do that of building an authentic business relationship who starts before you actually do business with them. You receive some immediate feedback. You see if there is a synergy, a connection, and you can create from there really genuine conversation flow. That, my friends, is personal connection. This is how you build a business before you have a business. And there is this woman who I have met now 4 or 5 times. I see her in different events in the Triangle, which is I am in North Carolina. So the Triangle is the RTP, Raleigh-Durham Research Triangle Park, Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill. And I have seen her pretty much the 5, 6 last events. Then I went. She actually brought someone to my booth. And she told her, she was like, this business coach is amazing. I know then she had come to a couple of my talk, couple of the workshop. Then I was hired to teach. And she is one of my biggest fan. Yet, we've never worked together. Now she, of course, follows me on social media, which is why your presence online is a plus. She knows that every morning at 7 a.m., there is an IG who comes out. There is a motivation tip. There is something. And every single evening at 7 p.m., the same. She can count on me being there every day. So even when she's not seeing me, she hears about me. She gets to see my life. I post on social media. Last night, everybody know then my youngest daughter, turned 14 in September. And for her birthday, I have this tradition. I like to give experiences. I do believe that kids will not remember a toy or something like this, but something we just give them, like a gift card or money or however. I do believe then they will remember an experience. Every year for the kids, whether it's their birthday or Christmas, I really, really try to go out of my way to give a good experience. So we gave her a ticket to go see Aladdin at DPAC and the Broadway show. So last night, of course, I posted. People know then I love opera. On my birthday, I was in New York City. My fiance gave me tickets to go to the Met. Everybody know then, even as a fan of opera, I've never actually seen one. All of these things are becoming a part of how people view me. Because I like opera, I like Broadway show, I like the way I write on social media, then I don't cuss. I don't use bad words. I am spiritual. All these things, of course, become important with your presence online. However, I do believe that it starts a little bit before. Think about it. How many people that you're connected with online have you spoken to outside of the social media platform? And yet, how many people do you connect with face to face? I really want to emphasize this. People prefer to do business with people they truly know and trust. So really communicating in person will showcase your personality. It will also help people connect with you in such a more genuine way. People get to see my personality even as a panel moderator, which was interesting. So someone asked me the night before, they say, oh my gosh, you're a keynote speaker and you have signature talk, you speak everywhere, and yet you are just a panel moderator at this event. And I definitely don't see it that way. For me, it was my chance to bring in my really fun personality as a speaker to be able to actually lift and put this woman to light. I actually started by not introducing them. I had a chat with them on Zoom individually for 15-20 minutes. I got to know them. I got to know their personality, their energy. So I set them in order very carefully knowing that some of them had a little higher energy than others. And it was really, really cool to be able to see that, to see then my personality, their personality truly, really came out on that panel. The reason why I didn't want to introduce them by, hi, my name is, or first of all, I don't like to introduce personally people because sometimes they want to emphasize on one word or another. So I would have asked them to introduce themselves. However, after interviewing them, oh my goodness, they were so much more than a name and a business they run. And I really wanted the audience to get that. So we had about 30 minutes on the panel, and we really talked about, I asked them really fun questions. And then, about 15 minutes into it, I did ask them, now I'm ready for you to introduce themselves, because the audience really had a glimpse of their personality, a glimpse of how they were putting their authenticity, their own light into their own business. And now we were ready. Now we were ready to know then, what kind of coach are you? Are you a health coach or a business coach or marketing coach? And it was really fascinating. However, when you put 5 women, so there was 4 of them, and me, when you put 5 women who have such a high energy and such a want to lift each other up, it was truly amazing. And I do believe then there's no way online an audience could have seen that. The way we looked at each other, the way we someone who was in the audience took a picture, and on that picture, the 4 people on the panel are really leaning towards me, and they're looking at me, and yet I am talking to the audience. And it was just such a moment for me to have this photo being captured, because I think that said it all about the energy of a presence in the room. At that conference, there were many women who had paid a ticket to come to this event. Paying a ticket to go and further your education, to pay a ticket to come and being with like-minded other women, is really an energy that you get to see in person than you don't have, I believe, online. Taking it a little bit further, please, when you are in person, remember that anything you do will be used towards you, towards growing you, or the opposite, into a negative way. And I will take this example who really stood out for me yesterday. So I went, like I just told you, I went to see the Aladdin at Deepak, and we live about 20 minutes, not even, from downtown Durham. We are already on the Chapel Hill line. So we had decided then leaving at 6 would be perfect. Leaving at 6, the house, we would arrive there around 6:20. Let's say we even have trouble parking, 10, 15 minutes. Since I'm someone who's always on time, I knew then we're probably going to leave a little bit early than 6. And for all you know, we did. I made a special dinner for my daughter. She wanted some moule frites, mussels and French fries from Brittany. Then I cooked. So we had a very late brunch, late lunch, early dinner. And by 5:45, we were really ready to go. We arrived there, of course, in plenty of time. It was raining, yet nobody was stressed. And this is really how I love going to any event. There's no running. We are not out of breath when we get there. We have plenty of time. There could have been traffic. We would have not been affected. We get to our seats. The show starts. You have to sometimes think of it into a little bit in a different way, I would say. As an immigrant, yes, I am an American now by choice. I love it. However, at a show, I do not have subtitles. So I really have to pay a lot of attention to be able to grasp every word, to be able to grasp the song. So when the show started, wow, I'm into it. I don't want to miss a bit, because sometimes if I miss just a little, it can take away from the first part of the show because I missed something or I didn't understand something. And one of the most interesting thing was, I would say we were 7, 8 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes into the show. Well, yeah, I actually would say yes, definitely 10 minutes into the show. And we're into a song, and the genie is totally, talking, and he's singing fast, guys. And I am trying to keep up with the song. I've never seen the movie, and I've never seen the cartoon. I've never read the book. So I'm really into this. That way I can make sure I understand the full play, the full show. And then it comes. 2 people came way late. We are 7 to 10 minutes into the show. And they have to pass by me. Now, I am right in the middle. So they had to disturb all these people. I was so mad at this moment. Number 1, they should have not been allowed to get in. 2 people shouldn't have the right to disturb an entire room. You're not on time, please accept the consequences. You didn't leave early enough, or you had like a flat tire, well, you stay. And it had happened to me when I went to, I want to say it was the symphony one day. I had arrived literally 37. I do remember that because it was only 37 seconds late. And I know it's nothing, but we were told we couldn't go in. So I had for 37 seconds to look at it from the TV outside of the door. And then at the first clapping of, they let us in, or the first, I don't even know, like the first act or something like that. And I really, as much as it was my fault, I was late. But I really appreciated that. And I really didn't understand last night that that didn't happen. So not only they disturbed us, one person, but then they sat somewhere, somewhere else. And then her daughter, came following up. And this is where it got really bad for me. First of all, now, there's no way they could pass in front of us. I mean, I had my purse. I had to move my purse. I had my bottle of water. I had to move my bottle of water. And I lost a part of the song. They didn't say, "Excuse me," even in a soft voice. Or when it was the entr'acte, I don't know how you call it in English. Into the between, they could have come back and said, "Guys, I'm really apologize. We, to have disturbed you, and it was disturbing to the show." And of course, there was none of that. That to me, says it all. But I can tell you, I remember what the woman looked like, and I remember what her child looked like. This is what's going to happen. If one day I see this person in a networking event trying to sell me her business, I can tell you I will never do business with her. And I know that sounds maybe harsh, but if you have no conscience for the people who are there on time and you're willing to disturb an entire room because you have no ethic, that is not okay. I will not hire you because that says a lot about you as a person. The fact that you never said that you were sorry says a lot about you as a person. It says a lot about you, about your job, your career. How do you run a business if you have a business? But then let's take it a little bit further. We were very clearly told by a huge, loud voice, turn off your phones. My 14-year-old, I looked at her, I said, sweetheart, we turn off the phone now. We turned them off. We didn't just put them on silence. We turned it off and I went inside my purse. Why? Because we were told to. And then all around me, there is this grown-up adult who have their screen light really low, but they're still checking their phone. And some of them have the light really high. Now, of course, these people, I get to see their face when we're in the between, in the entr'acte. I also saw them right before I left. If they came to ask me for a job, to interview for a job, I will remember them. I will not hire them. Why? They can't follow rules. They were not a great example to a 14-year-old. How can they ask their child to do this when they can't even have that? What does that say when people pay so much money to a show and yet they cannot turn off their phone? How are they at work where they didn't get pay money? They did not pay money to go there. These people probably are on their phone all the time, even when they're told, please turn off your phone. All of that, guys, is a big part of the importance of personal connection. You never know who's around you. You never know who's behind you, next to you, in front of you. Whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're driving, or whether you're at a Broadway show. It is not just, I'm going to a networking event, so I'm going to behave. No. People will remember how authentic you are, even during these other instances. And trust me, I remember faces. Now, I'm terrible with names, but I do remember faces. And it's really, really important. Then we really look at the way we are disregarding how important personal connection is. I really want to emphasize, being physically present has not gone out of style. It is more crucial than ever, and it will, one way, the positive way, or another way, the negative way, separate you from the rest of the pack. This is a wrap-up of today. This was Katya with Brave to Rave. Thank you.